What it do, YouTube? It's your boy, not your average 10K, aka KT Vlogs Daily, aka Gaming with KT. Today I'm coming back to y'all with another video. And I'm stuttering over my words, and that's tough. But no, I'm coming to y'all with this video. Can't even get my words, I can't even speak. But I'm coming to y'all with this video, 10 animal pets that attack their owners. We're doing the top 10. This week is top 10 week, so I'm trying to see what's going on. By the way, this is an old video. This is an 11-minute video. I just thought I'd, react to it and see, what type of animals these owners had, and, why they got attacked or what led to the attack. But I'm not gonna hold y'all. From the beginning of the thumbnail, bro, that's tough. But nah, man, we're finna get straight into the video. Let me see if I can turn it on real quick. I can't turn it on. Hold on. Alright, there you go.
Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. Keeping animals at home is a huge responsibility, be it a goldfish, a hamster, a rabbit, or a cat, and maybe even a dog. However, not all animals are perhaps meant to be kept as pets, and keeping them often leads to darker consequences. Even with training and domestication, pets have been known to turn on their owners. Today, we are looking at 10 animal pets that attack their owners. Number 10. Cynthia Lee Gamble. Cynthia Lee Gamble's friends described her as fearless, something that seems understandable, considering she kept a 500-pound Bengal tiger in a cage at her home in Minnesota. She was an animal expert and lover, having been involved in several movies and documentaries, and frequently raising, training, and filming wolves, wolverines, coyotes, and foxes. Despite all the expertise, though, she was brutally mauled by one of her tigers in 2006 in what seems like a tragic accident. Enclosures typically have different cages that are separated by a pass-through area with heavy drop doors. To enter, tigers would be coaxed into their cage, the doors would be lowered, and it would be safe for a human to enter to clean or feed. When they found Cynthia's body, one of the doors remained perilously open, leaving her open to be attacked by one of the tigers, which is ultimately what happened. It was a tragic end to the life of a celebrated wildlife enthusiast, but also a warning to those who become a little too complacent living with dangerous animals. Number 9. Janet Veal. Cats are also reliant on their owners, particularly if they are kept indoors all the time. When Janet Veal, a recluse from Ringwood in England, died from natural causes, her pets were left with no choice but to start picking away at their former owner. After realizing that they hadn't seen her for a while, and with letters spilling out of the letterbox, the neighbors called the police to find out what happened. Inside, they found what they described as a distressing scene, as there were many dead cats and dogs in the kitchen and living room, but some were still alive. Looking around further, they found Janet Veal dead on the kitchen floor, with injuries that showed she'd been chewed on by cats. The coroner's report said that she had died of a heart problem, and the cats had had no choice but to eat her in order to survive. Number 8. Terry Vance Garner. Terry Vance Garner went out to feed the hogs on his farm in September of 2012, the same way that he always did, but this time he didn't return. A family member went to investigate a few hours later and, to their horror, found his dentures and pieces of his body scattered around the pen, but most of Terry had gone consumed by the herd. Terry had been bit by one of the pigs a few months before after accidentally treading on a piglet, so there have been suggestions that it might have been an act of revenge. It is also possible that he had a medical emergency, like a heart attack, or simply been knocked over by one of the beasts before they began to devour him. With the pigs weighing up to 700 pounds, far larger than the ones sold at the market, there wasn't much that 69-year-old Terry could have possibly done to save his life. Number 7. Kellyanne Walls. Most of the pets on this list seem like the kind of creatures that only very brave or stupid people would keep, but keeping a 350-pound black bear seems like you're asking for trouble. Kellyanne Walls, a 37-year-old from Pennsylvania, learned the hard way in 2009 when she made a mistake and paid with her life. She and her husband were collectors of exotic pets, and her husband worked as an exotic pet dealer. In 2007, they reported that they kept a lion, cougar, jaguar, tiger, black bear, leopard, and 2 servals on site, each of which were supposed to be kept in adequate enclosures. On an unfortunate day, Kellyanne had gone into the 15 by 15 foot steel cage to clean it. Rather than moving the bear to another location, she simply threw a shovelful of dog food onto the side to distract it, while she cleaned the other side. The bear, seeing a tastier option, turned on her and mauled her. Her kids sadly saw what happened and called a neighbor to help them save their mom. The neighbor shot the bear while it was still on top of her, but it was too late, and unfortunately, she died almost immediately. Number 6. Andre Lumboga. Dogs are great pets and are called man's best friend. They are loyal and loving, but require all of their needs to be provided by their owners in exchange. Andre Lumboga from Indonesia failed to keep up with his side of the arrangement, though, and suffered the consequences when he returned from a vacation in 2011. He had 9 dogs in total and forgot to leave them any food or water for the 2 weeks he was away. People from his neighborhood first became suspicious that something had gone wrong when they noticed that his luggage had been left outside for a few days after his return. So, officers went in to investigate, and upon reaching the property, they noticed a foul smell. They were surprised to see that the dogs, starved and ravenous after 2 weeks without food, had turned on their owner and devoured him, as well as 2 of the smaller dogs. The dogs also tried to attack the officers, and they had to paralyze them to continue their investigations. The story of Andrew Lumboga is a warning for all pet owners. Look after your furry friends, or the tables might turn. Number 5. Marius Els. People are used to dangerous animals in South Africa. In fact, it's where most of the private zoos in the States source their prize exhibitions from. But even this familiarity proved fatal for Marius Els in 2011, when his beloved pet hippopotamus turned its sights on him. Els had been repeatedly warned by friends and authorities that the creature could not be tamed, but he saw it as his son, as he cared for it since it was only 5 months old. He never believed that it could cause him any harm, but he couldn't have been more wrong. By the time it was 5 years old, it weighed over a ton, and while no one knows why the hippo attacked his owner, it did bite him to death. The former Army Major's body was found submerged in the river where the hippo had previously been rescued from during a flood. With horrific wounds, he wouldn't have stood a chance against the onslaught, and Els should have listened to the advice he was given. Despite looking cute, hippos are one of the most dangerous animals to be kept as a pet and are responsible for more deaths each year than lions, tigers, elephants, buffalo, and rhinos, all combined. Number 4. Ronald Huff. The 4th spot on our list goes to Ronald Huff from Delaware, who, in 2002, was found dead in his apartment by police officers, surrounded by 7 Nile monitor lizards that were feeding on his lifeless corpse. Monitor lizards are wonderful creatures, but not exactly ideal for keeping as pets. They grow up to 6 feet long and have saliva that has bacteria which could prove fatal to humans. It is thought that Ronald's death was due to natural causes, and the lizards had no choice but to start eating him in an attempt to stay alive. By the time the police found his body, he had suffered a considerable amount of damage, especially to his face, but luckily, all of the lizards seemed to be in pretty good health. Number 3. Mark Vogel. Mark Vogel from Dortmund in Germany loved exotic animals and had a large collection of them around his home. From lizards and insects to spiders, snakes, and termites, he had pretty much everything you wouldn't want to see in your house, all in a tiny apartment. On a fateful day in 2004, Vogel's luck was up. His black widow spider called Bettina escaped and bit him, and he soon died. He was alone, and no one noticed his absence for a while, until the neighbors called the police to complain of a smell. The police broke in to investigate, and they weren't prepared at all for what they saw in there. Vogel's pets were loose and roaming around the apartment. His body lay there on the floor, covered in spider webs with spiders crawling in and out of his nose and mouth. Huge tarantula webs hung in the corners of the room, filled with bits of flesh that had been torn from his body. Several thousand termites were feasting on a cavity within his chest, and poisonous frogs and snakes roamed free. It had been thought that he had been dead for 2 weeks, and the reason why all of this happened is that there was an electrical surge in the heating elements in the cages, which exploded and released all the animals. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. Charla Nash.
Man, all I gotta say is, bro, that's crazy, bro. I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Like, how you forget to feed your dogs, my nigga? Like, 2 weeks without feeding, bro. Come on, man. That's crazy. These people dying over getting attacked or a heart problem or whatever it is. Then that's it, bro. Like, I ain't heard not one survive out of this. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all make sure y'all be careful when y'all having pets, bro. That's crazy, bro. For real. Let's get to the next one, bro.
Sandra Harold in 2009, and within moments of arriving, would be subjected to a horrific attack that would change her life forever. Harold had adopted a chimpanzee called Travis, who was well known after appearing in adverts for Coca-Cola and Old Navy. Unfortunately, something about Charla's arrival had agitated the normally well-behaved chimpanzee, and he immediately jumped on her and started to bite, scratch, and maul her. She had severe injuries, as the chimp had torn her eyes, nose, lips, jaw, and arms. The attack was stopped when a sheriff arrived and shot the chimp, but Charla's ordeal had only just begun. Years of facial reconstruction surgery followed, and 8 years later, she still had to live in an assisted home because of the difficulties she was experiencing. Number 1. James Little. A little-known fact about canines in the wild is that they have a natural tendency to remove diseased flesh. It's something James Little, a 61-year-old from Oregon, probably wishes he had known before he went to sleep one afternoon. You see, James was diabetic, and as the disease affects the extremities and makes them numb, it is thought that his pet Sheba mistook this for danger and proceeded to chew off 3 of his toes. He woke and noticed his missing toes and called the emergency services and was taken to the hospital, and luckily was soon fine enough to return home. The dog, on the other hand, was not forgiven and put up for adoption straight away. Hardly surprising, considering James would otherwise have been scared to go to sleep for fear of what he'd wake up to find missing next. Which of these stories above surprised or scared you the most? Let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Hey man, that was the end of the video, bro. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, bro. I don't know what this is on my thing, man. But that dude from Disney, my God, that's tough. Anyway, bro, that video was crazy, insane, bro. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, comment.